I know you guys won't believe me, but it's finally here. Gaijin gave me the F-16 NETZ. Hope you guys like that intro, and how's it going, guys? Universe back again with another video. I know what you guys may be asking, how did Gaijin give me the NETZ? Well, if you didn't already, I'm part of the Gaijin CC program, so I can actually request vehicles without actually even having to grind out the tech tree. So obviously, I did what most people would love to do, and I requested for the F-16 NETZ, and boy, let me tell you, it is probably the best jet in top tier by far. I actually got a 100 KD in the F-16 NETZ. If you didn't see my community post already, I got a 101 kills to 1 death. That is a 101 KD. Now I know what you're thinking, Universe. Let's be honest here. Do you still have the 100 KD even after a couple days? Well, I would be lying to you if I said yes, because the answer is no. I think more than half my deaths have been from TKs, which I'll display here.
Flare universe. Oh, good.
Oh shit.
That's your fault that you fucking died, man.
And yet somehow, even though I didn't fire off that missile, that was my fault. Yes, it's a skill issue, I guess. But there's not much I can do about that. You know, move on from it, is what it is. But I did have 100 KD. I lost it. I'm at like a 40 KD now. I have no idea. It's still pretty good. I wish it was more, obviously. But the F-16 NETZ is absolutely broken. I know what a lot of people are thinking. Oh, but it's just the same as the F-16 AMLU, the ADF, yada, yada, yada. No, it isn't. It actually is way different. Because even though it doesn't have radar missiles, it has one thing that's way better that the other F-16s wish it had, other than the Block 10s. The other Block 10s, like the F-16A, just regular A, it actually pulls harder than the F-16 AMLU and the ADF. It pulls harder. I'm actually not sure why, but it does. If anybody knows why it does, there's apparently some airframe reason. The airframe on the Block 10 allows you to pull harder than on the ADF and MLU. Because of that, it pretty much makes you this incredible machine where you're just absolutely zooming around the map with these 40G missiles, and you have the best energy retention, and you're just pulling 10 Gs while every other F-16 ADF is pulling 9, which is, it doesn't seem like a whole lot. It's like, oh, it's 1 G difference, but it actually makes it such a difference. Like, the amount of G pull, only 1 G, and it feels like you're pulling an extra 10 Gs. It's absolutely incredible. The F-16 NETZ is probably the best top tier jet in the game by far. I know a lot of people are going to say the MiG-29 is, and I think the MiG-29 is pretty dang good, but even though its ERs are amazing, they're extremely easy to dodge. A lot of people are going to hate me for that, but I will tell you right now, and you can see in that TK clip as well too, that the IR missiles are way harder to dodge than radar missiles are, which is crazy, because even after I flared, I still got hit by a radar missile, by the IR missiles, so there's just not much I can do, you know what I mean? But if that's better than a radar missile, like, imagine having 6 of those rather than 2 on the regular ADFs and MLU. So, I will say that happily the NETZ is probably the best jet in top tier, and I would 1000% recommend it. And the best part is, too, is if you get the Kafir Canard or the other premium jet for it, the Israeli tech tree is so extremely easy to grind because it has literally nothing in it. There's literally nothing in it. There's nothing to grind. You pretty much unlock like 6 planes and boom, you're at top tier. Not actually, but you know, you don't have anything. Like compared to the US tech tree, you have to unlock the entire like nation of like the west side of the United States and then go to the east. Like you have to do all this crazy stuff and so many planes to research. While with the Israeli tech tree, you don't have a lot to work with and you get one of the best jets in the game. And not to mention the Israeli tech tree in the future will get like F-15s and stuff like that. So to be honest, in my opinion, Israeli has a really good line, especially right now and where the meta is right now, where top tier jets are coming in. I would 100% say the NETZ is your best bet for having the most fun and getting the most kills. Now, I will say, however, The IR missiles are extremely easy to flare. Sometimes they're just absolutely immune and they don't care what you think and they will kill you. Obviously, going back to the TK clip, it didn't matter if I flared twice or maneuvered, even in the slide. It doesn't care. It was gonna kill me anyways. So imagine having that like a 3.5 kilometer range missile with 40 Gs in it. I'd rather have 6 of those than two 25G radar missiles that are decent. Because I mean, the problem is with radar missiles, if you roll even in the slightest, there's a good possibility your radar will just fail and the radar missile just goes absolutely nowhere and you lose your radar missile. This is highly prevalent in the Mirage 2000 because if you take the radar missiles and then you go to fire them off, if you go up into like a vertical and you fire it off so that way it doesn't hit the ground. If you roll back towards the ground to stay low, sometimes the missile just freaks out and it just misses. It's so dumb. So that's why I absolutely think the NETZ is so amazing, because it forces you to play as a fighter mid-range but also close range. But you can still play further than most jets at top tier because you have such long IR missiles that are just absolutely nuts at the game. Like, I don't know how many times I have to say it, but the NETZ is so good and it's so much fun. And the 100 KD I got in it, yes, God forbid, rest in peace the 100 KD. Everybody, say goodbye to the 100 KD. It's over. I might try to go for it again, but it's going to be extremely difficult. But man, it was fun, and the NETZ is just crazy. I mean, to be truthfully honest, I can't wait for the F-15, but the F-16 NETZ, man, I think this thing holds my heart for a very long time. And I think even after I lose the test drive of it, I think I'm just going to retest drive it again and get it back, because holy moly, if you wanted something good to play in, the NETZ is exactly where it's at. The NETZ is exactly where you want it to be, alright? But let's get into the gameplay here. Let's check out what I'm doing. And man, it is just great. The Pythons are chef's kiss. They feel great. I'm absolutely just zooming. And again, I'm just pulling 10 Gs like it's absolutely nothing. And these MLUs and ADFs wish they could do that, but they can only pull 9 max. I don't know why. F-14A, whatever reason, has no flares, just gets dominated in the head-on. See you later. Back to the lobby, because these 40G missiles are not going to lose. You will die. That's the best part, too, is they're undodgeable. They're undodgeable if you don't have flares. If you don't have flares, they're undodgeable. Sayonara will see you in the next map. You know what I mean? Like, there's just nothing you can do. 40 Gs against your little F-14 that's humongous, fatter than the sun, hotter than the sun. You're just not going to do anything. It's just over for you. It's over. Nighty-night. But man, I can't express that enough. Another thing too is the F-14 is just not that great. It's just not that great of a jet to begin with. It's like really bad. It's probably one of the worst top tier jets in the game. Not good at all. But I also want you guys to know one thing is for sure. I do plan to make a Kafir video and a Mirage 200 video. The premium versions of the tech tree for Israel and France. Because, dude, if you're going to go for the Mirage 2000, you better know the premium jet that it has for top tier. So that's something that I'm definitely planning to do in the future, and I'm excited for that. Again, into the next match, F-16 straight ahead. He's absolutely zooming. My buddy in front of me is just going to go after him, so there's no point at all going for him. And he absolutely just crushes him. Just as I figured, that's the best part about this, is you can just play extremely patient and take your time missling people, and you won't be punished for it. F-16 there, critted. Out of the lobby. Maybe it was an F-14. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Dead. F-4, straight ahead. Dead. We'll see you back in the lobby. That guy gets exploded, and there's all these people just ahead of me, and I'm just, at this point, I'm being lobbed with absolute furballness, and I have no idea what's going on. But the best part about the F-16 NETZ, I could just fly away. I could just fly away because I just turn better than every other F-16, and it's just easier because I hold the best retention out of any F-16, or well, not out of any, but like out of pretty much any jet in top tier, because most of these jets are just F4s and MiG-29s. And yes, the MiG-29 is good and all, but it doesn't really hold energy retention unless you're at high speed. And most of the MiG-29s at top tier, they get themselves extremely slow with these. And again, I'm just lobbing pythons like it's absolutely nothing. It's like throwing frisbees at kids in elementary, in recess. I'm just throwing kids at, not kids, I'm throwing frisbees at kids. It's just easy. It's not fair. It is not fair. This needs to be removed from the game ASAP. This is crazy. Like, how did the devs think this was okay to put in the game? This is crazy. Like, I'm just lobbying. And you get 6 of them, too. You get 60, 40 Gs. Like, who thought that was a good idea? Again, too, I don't even need the missiles. I'm just going to wipe this kid off the planet. And boom, I just blast him out. You get the best 20 millimeters in the game. And the plus with the real shadow fix, too. Amazing. Chef's kiss. Thank you, Gaijin. Gaijin has been doing some amazing work at the devs headquarters. I cannot lie, but thank you guys so much for watching, boys. And I'll catch you on the next one.